Love can touch us one time and last for a lifetime. But do you know what else can? Well, in today's video, you'll find that apparently plants can do the same. The only difference is that these plants can make your lifespan much shorter after that touch. Continue watching to find out why, and make sure to curb the vegetarian inside you. Number 1. Hogweed. Hogweed is a plant that grows throughout Asia, Europe, and America. It looks somewhat like a giant carrot with white flower clusters. However, the danger of this plant comes from its sap, which can cause photodermatitis or sun poisoning. If you touch the sap and then expose yourself to sunlight, you will suffer from painful blisters. It feels like the sun is burning your skin. If the sap comes into contact with your eyes, it can also make you blind forever. Basically, when you touch hogweed, you become a vampire, just leaving out the flying and sucking blood part. The only trait you have is being allergic to sunlight. Number 2. Manchineel. The manchineel tree is the one you should never get close to. It often grows on the coasts of the Americas and is considered one of the world's most poisonous trees. The fruit's name, Little Apple of Death, somehow reflects its danger. Take a bite and you could fall into sleep forever, just like Snow White. In fact, there is an interesting theory that the apple which poisoned Snow White was actually this manchineel apple. In addition to the lethal fruit, every part of the manchineel tree carries potent toxins. The milky sap contains Phorbol, a strong skin irritant. Contact with it can result in painful blisters on your skin. The Carib natives were said to use the tree's sap to coat the tips of their arrowheads to poison enemies. Even the smoke produced by burning manchineel wood can injure your eyes, nose, and lungs. So you'd better stay away as far as possible from this deadly tree. Number 3. Stinging nettle. Why shouldn't you touch this plant? Because the stinging nettle has stinging needles. The leaves and stem of this plant are covered in tiny hairs tipped with formic acid and other irritants. When you touch these hairs, they will inject the irritants into your skin, causing a tingling feeling and itchy rashes. In Andersen's fairy tale, The Wild Swans, Elisa's brothers had been turned into swans by their evil stepmother. A kindly fairy instructs her to knit coats from nettles to save her brothers, but she must suffer the pain without saying a word. The nettles sting and blister her hands and feet countless times, while there are 11 coats to knit. Just imagine that. In Norse myth, nettles are associated with Thor, the god of thunder, and there's a myth that burning the plant on the fire will protect you from his lightning. His brother, Loki, also has a magical fishing net made from nettle. Number 4. Monkshood. It's pretty common in nature that the more vivid something is, the more poisonous it is. Monkshood, also called wolfsbane or aconite, is a perfect example. The plant has long been used in poison-tipped arrows for hunting and warfare. Common symptoms of monkshood poisoning include nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, hard breathing, numbness in the mouth, and heart weakening. You can find this plant in the book Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. During Harry's first potion class, Professor Snape asked him, "What is the difference, Potter, between monkshood and wolfsbane?" They are just two different names of the same plant, but monkshood refers to the plant's shape, while wolfsbane refers to its usage to kill the animal. Number 5. Poison ivy. Leaves of 3, let it be. It's a reminder to stay away from this painful and skin-irritating 3-leaved vine. Poison ivy is a rampant vine common to much of the eastern United States. They can cause horribly irritating rashes all over your skin once you touch the plant. This is due to urushiol, an oil found in all parts of poison ivy. Typically, the rash from poison ivy lasts about 5 to 12 days, but it can remain for months in extreme cases. Even more frighteningly, Urushiol can stay on clothing, shoes, tools, soil, or animals that have made contact with it, thus later poisoning an unsuspecting victim. Smoke from burning the plant can also cause severe problems. Over 350,000 people in the US are affected by this rash every single year. It's safe to say that poison ivy is not deadly though, unlike the comic character of the same name. Yes, we're talking about DC's Poison Ivy, Batman's longtime enemy. Someone may not be able to stay away from this poison ivy though. Number 6. Gimpy Gimpy. Moving on to the next plant and still on the DC comic topic. If the Suicide Squad ever needs a plant to represent them, then this plant may be a perfect choice. Gimpy Gimpy has been nicknamed the suicide plant and is one of the most painful plants in the world. Like being burned by hot acid and electrocuted at the same time. That is how you will feel if you touch this bad boy. And you don't even have to touch it to experience this feeling. The entire plant is covered in a fine fuzz of poisonous needles, and it sheds like a cat in the summer. So it's all too easy to get stung merely by standing close to the plant. It was said that many people had experienced pain flare-ups for years after being stung by Gimpy Gimpy. There were also tales of horses going insane with anguish and jumping off cliffs after coming into contact with the plant. One story was about an officer unknowingly using a leaf as toilet paper. He ended up shooting himself. I will leave that up to your imagination. So, if you ever visit Australia or the Indonesian jungle, avoid these heart-shaped leaves at all costs. If you ever do come into contact with them, you can try to rip the poisonous hairs out with hot wax. However, if any of these stingers break off and stick into your skin, you may end up in pain for years. Ouch. Bonus. Apart from the plants we've mentioned earlier, do you know what other plant you should never touch? It has a very familiar name, tobacco. The deadly nicotine is found in all parts of this plant. And as you may already know, tobacco is widely used for making cigarettes. Despite the attempts to ban tobacco, its consumption continues to move forward steadily in many parts of the world. The sad truth is that over 15 billion cigarettes are sold every day. Cigarettes are not only addictive, but also harmful to your physical and mental health in general. It's estimated that tobacco kills more than 8 million people every year. This deadly plant requires no touch, since getting secondhand smoke is even more damaging. Plants may be an essential part of Mother Earth, but not all are friendly to humans. Be careful when staying near any green thing listed in this video. Also, do you know any other deadly plants that we may have missed? Share them in the comments section and remember to hit the subscribe button. Thank you for watching.